Hey everyone, my name's Jamila and I will be talking about Venus square Pluto and the negative attributes of what comes with this aspect in Synastry. I will be doing a positive video talking about the positives of Venus square Pluto in Synastry, but today we will be talking about Venus square Pluto and the negatives that come with this aspect. So, first and foremost, I want to speak about Venus. Okay, so Venus is associated with love, beauty, and pleasure. It rules over the zodiac signs of Libra and Taurus, which are known, for their appreciation of beauty, harmony, and balance. Venus is also known as the planet of money, as it governs our relationships with wealth, value, and material possessions. Venus is the second planet from the sun, and it's often referred to as Earth sister planet due to its similar size and structure. So it's seen as like a sibling. Sorry, my words are just... Mercury is in retrograde, okay, guys? So just bear with me. Anyway, now I want to speak about Pluto. Okay, cool. So Pluto in astrology represents the planet of, it's the planet of transformation and regeneration. Pluto is associated with this concept of death and rebirth, as well as, its power and intensity. Now, to me, Pluto's influence in astrology is seen as a symbol of your shadow self and the hidden aspects of your psyche. So Pluto, alongside Mars, rules Scorpio. Now, when you have Pluto, the planet of death and transformation, and then you have Venus, the planet of love and materialism, coming together, we see the depths of your psyche being opened and your heart chakra being opened as well. That's how I see it anyway. Okay, so I want to get into the negatives of the Venus square Pluto in Synastry. Now, bearing in mind, I do want to make it very clear, this is someone that you may be on and off with. You may find yourself eruptedly, breaking up, making up, breaking up, making up. It can become very unhealthy to the point that you've got nothing left to give, but yet you're still feeding into it. You can find with this aspect that both of you, Venus as well, you're both thinking about each other intensely to the point that it can become unhealthy. You may feel like paralyzed with thoughts with this person to the point that you're not eating properly, you're not even washing yourself, you're not even going out, you're just at home depressed. I don't throw around that word recklessly, by the way. Depression is a serious thing, but you could end up being in a low vibration because of this aspect. Okay, now Pluto and Venus can become obsessive, although it's more known for Pluto to be, more obsessive. Pluto can result to stalking, watching you on social media. They could watch your house. They could be driving past your home or going past where you are. Like, say they know you're at a shop, you're at an event, they may just pull up. Venus might just pull up. Sorry, I'm having all these scenarios in my head. Sorry. Anyway, it can go vice versa. Pluto can become smothering, manipulative, especially if they feel like Venus has the upper hand in a situation or scenario, whether it's an argument or whatever it is, or they're feeling a bit insecure, This can be, because it's the square and it's a challenging aspect, this can result in the worst case scenario. This can result into sexual assault, sexual abuse. Depending where Pluto's aspect is, say Pluto is in the 4th house, this could be molestation by a family member. You know, I do want to mention that, of course, with this synastry, it doesn't have to be in a love relationship necessarily. It could be with, of course, anyone, you know. It could mean rape. It could be emotional and physical abuse, you know, domestic violence, so to speak. If Pluto is being reckless, because it all depends on how evolved the individual is and how they withhold their personal power, you know. And quite frankly, some people just abuse their power because they know they can, whether they are aware of what they're doing is wrong, you know. So I just want to put that out there. Now, Venus might lash out. She might act out because she is mesmerized by Pluto's charisma. You know, she's attracted to him. She finds him sexy. She finds him attractive. There's something about him, even if he's not the most easiest person on the eye. Maybe to someone else they're like, oh no, hell no. But to Venus, this is the beauty and the beast aspect, I feel. Okay. This could also be a twin flame aspect. I don't want to get lost in that though, because again, like I said, it depends on how evolved you are and how aware you are and how conscious you are. I do want to make it very clear that when you are in a twin flame situation or in a dynamic, it can be challenging, but in no way should it be extremely toxic and unhealthy. You know, I would say any situation that is completely unhealthy or physically as well, you know, abusive, that's more karmic to me, or just simply abusive. You know, Pluto can be obsessive, so it could just be a Pluto contact for why you're thinking or this person is constantly on your mind. But anyway, this can also be where Venus is the underdog. You know, she's people pleasing. She's doing anything she can to keep Pluto on her, focused on her. Venus can lack a lot of self-worth and self-love. If she's not an evolved Venus or someone that's not in her power or his power, Pluto can overpower Venus and take advantage of her weaknesses, is what I'm getting at. Now, Venus can keep giving to Pluto, like buying him gifts, but giving him money, like really just giving everything to him, and Pluto could just be taken. So this could be not an equal give and take, is what I'm getting at. Emotions may not be, Pluto may not reciprocate the same emotions that Venus is. This could be unrequited love. So Pluto could be completely fearful, and even Venus, but more so Pluto. And because of this, he could self-sabotage the connection. So if he's not evolved as well, it could be a situation where Venus adores Pluto, but Pluto is not in a space where he's evolved enough to act and behave in a civilized manner about letting his fears and his thoughts get the better of him, you know, or his desires. Pluto can also consistently drop Venus, especially when he becomes fearful, especially if he feels like Venus might leave him or remove herself. But he can also be reckless. He knows Venus is not someone that he meets on a normal day. He knows there's something special about Venus, but because he's so impulsive and reckless at times, Pluto could literally fumble Venus, you know, throw her away only to go and regret it tomorrow and be like, oh no, what have I done? And then be chasing after her for the rest of his life, literally. Pluto can be selfish at times with this, the negative side of it. He could be thinking about me, whereas he's always, you know, telling Venus, I need you to do this and I need you to do that. And it's like, no matter how much he does things and puts things into order for him, it's just never good enough. It's just, he just wants his way and that's it. Pluto can be insecure, and this insecurity can go both ways. Venus can be insecure, They could both be very jealous as well, but they're very drawn to each other. Jealousy jealousy is not always a bad thing. It just depends on how it manifests. If you're being ridiculously reckless, where it's like, for example, say Pluto's just talking to someone, Venus could just storm up and be like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? Who is this person? Okay, now that's a bit... But say that out together and Pluto looks at someone, Venus could just be like, showing a bit of jealousy. And it's innocent, but then there's two levels of jealous, or many levels. But like I mentioned earlier, Pluto could be insecure and feel like, wow, Venus likes me, Venus loves me. No way. He could be so in disbelief that he literally just breaks down the relationship or the connection between you and yourself, Venus. Like I said, it's the beauty and the beast aspect for me. This could be someone that Pluto could be someone that grew up and didn't feel love, didn't have unconditional love. So when they come across someone that's idolizing them and loves them or showing them appreciation and love, it's too good to be true, Now, also, Pluto and Venus could come from two different walks of life. So Pluto could be someone that was from the projects or from the streets, the ghetto, so to speak, somewhere where it was less economically developed, Whereas Venus could be from somewhere where she was silver spoon, so to speak, like she was born into money, or she is better off, or she's from a well-built lit area where there was no crime compared to where Pluto was from. Pluto could be a drug dealer, for example, and Venus could be this schoolgirl that's studying, trying to get her bachelor's in, I don't know, chemistry, for example, and then they cross paths, and then their lives are so different, but yet they want to make it work. And because of their differences in values or perspective, it creates negative themes where Pluto's maybe, for example, getting in trouble with the law, and then Venus is doing what she needs to do. Venus is doing what she can to keep Pluto out of trouble, for example, So, she could start hiding money for him, for example, holding on to things she shouldn't be holding on, or because she's so into Pluto, for example. So, resulting into her getting into trouble when she's just an innocent standby. Sorry about that. So I wanted to say, so in that case now where Pluto is someone of a different lifestyle, now he could start manipulating her, Venus, and just being, like, oh, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? I'll get you this if you do this, okay? Money, control, but if you love me, you'll do this, that kind of, that's an example of what I'm trying to get at, okay? Like, oh, well, if you don't do this, then I could go to jail. And then she's wrapped up in it, this whole ride or die kind of thing, Bonnie and Clyde, it can become unhealthy, and it can become dangerous, and it can become reckless, all in the name of love, or what people have a perspective of, or what they feel love is, or what it isn't, But I'm going to wrap it up there. I might do another video in the future of the negatives of Venus square Pluto in Synastry, because often my mind wanders and then I think, oh my God, I forgot to say this, I forgot to say that, But let me know in the comments your situation, your of what you've experienced, or if you know someone that's experienced this, But thank you. Bye. Oh, and I'm going to be doing the positives of Venus square Pluto, because it's not ugly, and it's not all bad. You can grow through squares. You can grow a lot through challenges, Start lessons in life. Anyway, bye guys. Speak to you soon.